Hi again. Now we will explain about Utest. We will go in a deep flow in the Utest. Utest is a platform or a portal or a website that hire testers for clients. So clients go to Utest. They provide Utest with needed tester skills, needed environment to test their application. Then Utest select from its database. It has a database for all registered testers with all their environment and all their skills. You just create a cycle. This cycle has a detailed info about the application under test. Then it invites the testers, sends them a mail, invitation mail. You get the mail, you check the cycle details, the environment needed. If you still have the environment, if you still can test, you accept. Otherwise, you decline. When you decline, you cannot see anything in the cycle. It will be removed from your interface. When you accept, you can check and download the application if it's downloadable or test its web application. You can see other users' defects and you can enter new defects. They allow you to see other users' defects so you don't write a duplicate defect. It has some predefined courses, and also you can create your own course and send it to them, and if it's good, they will publish it. So they have courses for a lot of topics. I recommend you to check it. So this is an introduction for security testing. Learn about bug reports and high valuable bugs. They even teach you how to find bugs and what's the valuable bugs that you will get paid for. And they have forums also. In those forums, they announce new project or new upcoming project. And if you are interested in this, Utest has a lot of testers, but sometimes they need for a specific cycle, let's say the latest iPhone 6. And me, for example, I purchased the latest iPhone 6, but I didn't register it in Utest. So they announce in the forum, if anyone have iPhone 6, please add it to your profile and submit this form. So they count on you and they send you the invitation for the cycle. So keep following forums for upcoming projects. Also in the forums, you can introduce yourself, you can interact with the community. It's very helpful community and very professional. Here in the forums, there is a chat, they interact with each other. If you are new to Utest, press here. Here they have something called code of ethics or code of conduct. What you should do, what you shouldn't do, how to interact with the client, what questions that you should never ask client, like when you will approve my defect, for example. You shouldn't speak about payment rate with customers. You will find all it here. There is the paid projects discussion. They have a lot of forums. They are teaching security testing here. They are teaching usability, the load and performance. They are teaching automation, localization, tester recognition for the most valuable tester for the month, for example. Statistics about Utest, total members 38,000. So go through the forums, very helpful. The forums and the courses, very helpful for you. Project board. They here announce the upcoming projects. So they are urgently recruiting for usability study worldwide. Worldwide means anyone in the world can apply for this cycle. There is some cycles that are specific for example, for Middle East, the Arabic-based projects. There is another cycle specific for USA if it's client only interested in USA testers. There is a PC games here. They must have Samsung TV, so this environment must be available to you. This is another test for US only. Localization test. This is worldwide. So they have a lot of cycles here. Okay, now let's create a new account. Let's try to join. So we are registering new tester now. You write your first name, your last name, your email, your password, confirm password, your country. Be honest here for everything. Your postal code. You choose an image for you. You write a little about yourself. So when you fill this, you are asked to confirm your email. So you have to confirm your email to activate your profile. Now you have confirmed your email. You can log in now. So let's check the first login and how can you configure your profile. So let's log in. Your email and your password. This is your first login. You press activity, you should have no activity now. my profile. Yeah, my profile, this profile that will be available for public if you allow this. Let's check leaderboard. So here is Utest managers, leaders, some testers, this is some statistics. What you really need to do once you log in is you go to Utest platform. Utest platform is the platform that you will be interacting with 99% of your time on Utest. When you get invitation for a cycle, you go accept it from Utest platform. Yeah, here it's asking me about what is my project preferences, what projects that I like to work in. Starting, you will just check functional, unless you have an experience in the other fields as we discussed. So mainly we are doing functional testing, black box testing, exploratory testing. The application types, I think you can check all of this. Desktop, gaming console if you have mobile. Of course, what will they send you is the application that matches your platform, and we will check how to add our platform. So, do you need bug fix verification? Bug fix verification are some cycles that its application already tested before, and there is some defects found on it. So when the client fixes those defects, they ask Utest to check and confirm that those defects are fixed. So in bug fix verification, you get defects and you get to recheck that those defects are not appearing anymore. So what you will check is the defects that were found in another cycle, in a previous cycle. Most likely those defects will be extracted from Utest itself. I recommend that you agree to the bug fix verification. Let's continue. Here you will explain more about your testing experience. So are you expert in functional, manual functional testing, test case execution, test case writing? This is the exploratory test case API testing. This is more advanced. I didn't see any API testing, functional API testing on Utest. So you just, if you are new to testing, you are just here. Whatever language you have, you select it here. So mainly why here we see only functional, because in the project preferences we selected only functional. If we selected their security, we will see security details here and our rate in there. Here we should add more details about the environment. So web and desktop, those are categories: web and desktop, mobile and tablet, smart TV and other. We have the gaming here also. So if you have Windows 7, so you are selecting the operating system, let's say Windows. The version is Windows 7. If it's 64-bit, you select this. Operating system language, let's say Arabic. Firewall, if you have firewall installed, it's brand. Antivirus, if you have antivirus, and spyware. So you are selecting all the environment you have with its all details. Your browsers, Chrome, let's say example, Firefox. Your accessories, do you have microphone? Do you have a headset? Do you have speakers, webcam? Of course, more you have, you will get more cycles. I had, for example, a cycle that no one should test unless he have webcam. So you press finish. Okay, now I have this Windows 7. If I have another operating system, if I access to another operating system, I should add it. It will be added beneath it here. Mobiles. Let's say I have iPhone 6. So I have Apple phone. You should get the UID. It's a number, a unique number for every iPhone. If you don't know how to get it, you can get it easily from iTunes. Here it's telling you also how to get it. How do I find the UID? Launch iTunes and do blah blah blah. So you get it from here. You select the model. So it's iPhone 6. It will ask you about the operating system, the version of the iOS. I have the latest. The wireless carrier, your carrier. Yeah, it shows that I am from Egypt. So it gave me all the possibilities in Egypt. These are only the operators in Egypt. So let's say this. And I should finish. Of course, might not finish because of this. Anyway, that's how to add a mobile and tablet. Also smart TV or games or anything else, you can add it here. So the final status here is that you added a new tester, a new test database, and this tester has access to those environments. So you are mainly telling Utest, if any cycle need a tester with access to those environments, count me in. Of course, we should also follow up with the forums and the projects, and you need to update your profile with your latest environment. Let's say if you had a laptop and it crashed, for example, and you don't have access to that Windows 7 anymore, you should delete it. Be professional. Now we will go to my account, my real account, to see some cycles and some defects, and to see how to interact with Utest platform in a real account. And we will see also the payments and some settings from it. I will log out from this and log in with my account. So this is your dashboard. Any invitation for cycle you get, it will be showed to your dashboard. You select the cycle to view its details. It will have an overview telling you what's in scope, an overview of the system under test, what environments needed. Also, they will have section about out of scope. You must read all this overview in a very detailed way. Then you get the option to decline or agree on those details. If you declined, you will not see the cycle again. If you agreed, so you have to participate. Participate in testing, executing test case if it's there. Also, you have to note that not all the cycle have test case. So you have to participate and try to find defects. Again, read the overview very carefully. If you accepted the cycle, it will appear in test cycles view. Okay, I will decline this. When you decline, you have to submit a reason. Okay, now I will open any cycle that I have. I will not show you any details about any cycle or any issue because that's not right, because this is a client info. I will just show you what Utest have common for all cycles. I will try to create a new defect. So here you enter the issue or defect title, the environments you used, action performed. So these are your steps, your defect steps, expected result and actual result. Any error message you received, it's not mandatory. Also, you have to set a frequency for the defect. If it's happening every time or just you saw it one time, or it's happening occasionally, so it's random, or you just saw it once but you have an evidence for it, so you have a snapshot, for example, or a video, for example, using Jing also, for example. And what's the priority for this defect? They have also a definition for each priority. If you just hover the mouse over it, you will see it. So for example, if let's say you cannot purchase anything from the site, so this is a critical defect. You cannot purchase any item. Here you also can add attachments and you press submit. When you press submit, your defect will be available for you for any editing and for any other user to see it and not add a duplicate defect. Also, you can search in the defects. Issues statuses in Utest are like new if you just add a new defect. discard. If you found that this defect is not a defect, you have understood anything incorrectly. So you can discard it, open it and click discard. And you have rejected if the client rejected the defect. So someone reviewed the defect and he found it's not in scope, for example. So he can reject it. He is adding a reason with the rejection. After rejection, you can just accept this if he is right. Also, you can change the status to dispute. So dispute means that you have an objection to his judgment, and you can write whatever you think might change his mind. And there is under review. After you make it new, they can make the status under review before they reject it or approve it. And there is also pending. Pending means pending approval or pending rejection. Most likely, it's the same as a status under review. Also, they have a status called info requested. So if you missed to attach a file that they need, for example, or a log that they need, or if there is any info missing, they can add a message to the issue and change the status to info requested. And you should reply to this info requested and provide the requested info as soon as possible. Let's check some settings, account settings, for example. Let's say you are going for a vacation. You can say for Utest, don't contact me in those days, and a lot of info about yourself and how the communication between you and Utest are going. You can edit your testing experience here. The info we entered while creating the account, you can edit your experience here, your environments here. So the fun part, the payments, you can see all the payments you had here and the average payment per month. And also you can see the pending payments. Also, I will attach the paid project handbook. You have to read it very carefully and follow it. So that's all about Utest, how to create an account, how to check the cycle, how to insert a new defect, how to know your pending payment, how to understand the different statuses for the issues. Once you create a new account, in a week or so, you will get an invitation for an unpaid cycle. So this cycle is all about Utest. It's checking how you follow the instructions carefully. It will give you a site and ask you to do some job on the site, and will evaluate your work to know if you can find defects first, and second, if you follow instructions literally. It's very important to follow instructions literally.